Hey guys, it's Gamefacer and welcome back to episode 1 of my Manchester City career mode. Now in today's episode we're obviously going to be starting the new Manchester City career mode and hopefully get ourselves underway with some decent transfers in this career mode. I did mention it on my previous career mode that I was going to be ending the Monaco career mode and that this one will be going alongside the Sunderland career mode as a new series on the channel. Hopefully you guys are really excited for the new series. I'm really excited to play on the new series because I'm always making Manchester City career modes on FIFA when it first comes out. It's always my go-to team, and now is the time to use the side as a career mode on this channel and show you how I get on with this team and ultimately make some good signings, try and develop the squad and go on to try and win as many trophies as possible. First of all, before we get too far into things, if we could try and hit 100 likes for the first episode of the Manchester City career mode, that'd be absolutely fantastic. That'd be incredible if we could try and do that. Also, if you're new to the channel and haven't subscribed yet, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well down below. That'd be absolutely fantastic. I would really appreciate all the support on this channel. If you are new to the channel, then basically I'm trying to hit 10,000 subscribers. Obviously a little way off that at the moment, 1,200 subs roughly, but trying to hit that by the end of the month, which is when my 5-year anniversary is on YouTube, 26th of May. So obviously that's the aim. Hopefully we can get a little bit closer to it. Obviously it's definitely a miles off, but if we can try and get a little bit closer to it, then that would be quite nice. Let's crack on though with some of the emails though to begin with, and we do have quite a few emails to take a look at. First of all, we've got some about sort of the shirt sales, that sort of thing. No one really cares about them. We kind of get those sort of achieved throughout the season, and the first few sort of things aren't particularly interesting. What we will take a quick look at though is the objectives set by the board. Now these are quite important for us because these are kind of determine our job security and whether we get sacked and that sort of thing. Youth development, it's a low objective. Sign one player in the youth academy, make sure he's assigned to defender position. The next one is also to assign another youth player to the senior team. In the season they were scouted, play them in 5 matches in the starting 11 or as a sub. Should be able to do that hopefully. The next one is obviously gain £170 million from shirt sales. Hopefully you can do that one along the way. No financial one, very low objective is that one. Domestic success though is win the Premier League title and win the FA Cup. 2 massive targets along with reaching the final of the Champions Cup. So 3 really big ones there, critical objectives for us, and yeah, going to be very, very difficult to do. You will also see that we have set up a scouting network as well. Decided to do that off camera just so we were all set up going into today's episode. And these are the various different scouts we brought in. Not fantastic scouts, but the best options that we could go for. Spent the most amount of money possible, 5 million in total on these 3 scouts. Like I say, not great options. The first of which is going to Brazil for 9 months. Then we've got England for 9 months and Spain for 9 months as well. All of them searching for any type of player. Just want a range of youth academy players. And now let's move on to look at the players that we are going to be selling. Now again, I've already done this a little bit off camera just to kind of prevent any time being wasted so we can crack on with things pretty much straight away. The first player is Bitiki, I think is how you pronounce his name. We're going to transfer list him, not good enough overall for his age. Zabaleta is also going to be transfer listed, announced in real life that he will be leaving Manchester City at the end of this season. Obviously this season is the end of the season that we're doing in the game, but we are going to get rid of him now because I don't think he's really going to be quite what I'm after at right back, and I've also got a plan for a new right back to come in as well. We're also going to get rid of Willy Caballero. That's mainly because Claudio Bravo has recently signed, so we can't get rid of him at the moment, and I would like to bring in another goalkeeper as well. So Caballero has been transfer listed sadly, and we've also got a few other younger players being loan listed for a year as well. They'll come back, hopefully improved over the next season. And other than that, there's not going to be any other players transfer listed. They might be sold, some of them, but I'm not going to transfer list anymore. If you have any suggestions for players that I should try and sell or sign, then let me know in the comments below. I read and reply to them all as well, so feel free to do that in the comments below. Now let's crack on to the shortlist. It's only a short list, which is probably what you'd expect of them being a shortlist, but these are the 3 players I've got on there. The first of which is Donnarumma. Now, I'm really reluctant to sign Donnarumma, but he has been linked with Manchester City in real life heavily recently. Man.City are apparently the club that are going to be signing him in the summer. Apparently he's told his friends that he's going to be joining Manchester City in the summer, or at least going to England. And it seems like Man.City could be the one to sign him. However, he's a very sort of cliche goalkeeper that people sign on career mode. That's why I'm reluctant to put in the bid and try and sign him. I think he's the guy we're going to put in a bid for, but it's, like I say, reluctantly, given the fact that it's quite an unoriginal one, I feel, sometimes. Mchale Walker's the right back we're going to go with. Again, heavily suggested. I've actually seen a lot of press saying that he's actually already agreed to join Man City in the summer. He's been left out the Spurs starting 11 as well, which kind of indicates that maybe he is off in the summer. We're going to put in a bid for him straight away. It's difficult to know exactly how much he's worth, but we find out in, I think, 6 days when his scout report comes back. So we are going to go £12 million. I think we'll just go with a lower offer to begin with, see what Spurs say. And the final offer is for Lucas Hernandez, another player that I've seen Man City being linked with in the past, not so much recently, but the reason why I'm looking at him is as a potential left back. Now I know we've got Gal Clichy there, Kolarov can play there as well, he's not actually a left back on the game anymore, Kolarov, but I need another left back. And Lucas Hernandez could be the sort of option that we need. He's another player that can also play as a centre-back potentially as well. But I think he's going to be a player that we put in a bid for here. He's an exciting prospect, really young player. And I think he'd be quite nice for us at left-back. Alongside Gal Clichy, one of those two kind of being our starting 11 player. I imagine it'll probably be Gal Clichy for most of the season. I'll try and fade Lucas Hernandez into the team. Again, not too sure how much it's worth. I'm reluctant to overpay, so we'll try and put in a bid of £7 million, which is probably not enough, to be honest. And like I said before, we are going to go for Donnarumma. Reluctantly going to go for him, but he's obviously a fantastic goalkeeper. We know that. We know how fantastic he's going to be for us. Willy Caballero and £12 million. Caballero's worth about 5.5 plus 12 is £17.5 million. But I don't know whether I'm overpaying here. I'm not too sure, but I think he's worth the amount of money anyway. It might be that we're a long way off though. We'll just wait and see what Milan come back and say. And those are going to be our first 3 bids that we put in. I don't know how many other players I'll actually be signing. Obviously, I'm keen to see what your guys' suggestions are in the comments below of this video. But I'm not really too sure who else I'll be signing, to be honest. I don't want to make loads of signings in the first season. That's something I'm keen to try and avoid. Usually I sign 3 or 4 players. Obviously 3 bids going in there. So we are going to now get with some player drills. I've not decided to go ahead with the pre-season tournaments because we don't need the money, and I think that usually what happens is the pre-season friendly takes off sort of time where you can be training your players. I don't want to be doing that. I don't want to be wasting time with those sort of games, so we're going to get with some drills instead and make sure that we've got plenty of time to train up our players before the season begins. Okay, so these are the player drills we're going to go with. As you can see, some really good players already in these sort of drills, but I'm trying to make them even better, trying to improve the finishing in particular for a lot of these youngsters. John Stone's also in there as well, alongside Hernandez. I'll play that. I'm keen to try and improve if we can over the next few weeks. This week, obviously, we're not expecting much growth at all. Leroy Stanley, though, very, very close to 82 overall. Hopefully, in the next couple of weeks, we can do that. Okay, now we're going to hear back from some of the offers that we've put in. Milan already accepting the bid for Donnarumma. Maybe we've overpaid, but I'm fine to do that for such a good, young, talented player. 25 grand a week is what he's demanding, so again, not a particularly large wage. We are going to obviously go with a 5-year contract. I don't exactly know what to do about the squad role. I think we'll just play it down a little bit, go for an important first-team player. Of course, if he rejects that, then we'll up it to crucial. We're not really too sure exactly on his overall right now, but of course, he will no doubt be our #1 goalkeeper. Maybe this season, I hope this season, but we'll obviously wait and see when he joins us. The bid for Mchale Walker has been rejected. £12 million, unacceptable is what they've said, so we are going to have to up that one to, I think, £16 million. Again, a little bit reluctant to go too much further. Just want to kind of see what Spurs are after exactly. But Mchale Walker will obviously be fantastic for us at right back. He'll be in front of, obviously, Bakary Sagna, who will remain at the club for the season. Bayern Leverkusen in talks to sign Lucas Hernandez, £8.5 million. Can't quite remember what our bid was now. Was it 7? 6? I don't know. I'm sure we'll be able to make that signing anyway, hopefully in front of Bayern Leverkusen. Again, some more player drills for us to do just a couple of days later. Again, not too much growth just yet, but that should come over the next couple of weeks. Okay, so they have actually rejected the offer because they've accepted an offer from another team. He's not gone yet. Okay, that's all right. £7 million was our initial bid. The other team, Bayern Leverkusen, put in a bid of 8.5. Just because they've done that, I'm going to go 8.6. So that extra 100 grand should hopefully secure the deal for us. Need to make sure we can wrap that one up pretty quickly, otherwise he will go to Bayern Leverkusen and they'll snatch him from us. I don't want to do that because he fits the bill perfectly for us. Well, brilliant news. We're a few minutes into this episode and we've already signed Donnarumma. Willy Caballero leaves the club, Donnarumma signs, and that's £12 million on top of that as well. What a first signing that is. What a way to start this Manchester City career mode. What overall is it? 80 overall. 17 years old. I am older than this guy. How is this possible? Ridiculous stuff. But of course he will be playing alongside Bravo, not at the same time, of course, but in the squad. He'll be in and out of the team, as will Bravo, hopefully throughout the season. So, yeah, we are ideally going to be starting him, but for now we'll just get on with trying to sign some more players. And I think we had the bid for Mchale Walker accepted. We have done. £16 million for Mchale Walker. Again, he's wanting, wow, 120 grand a week. That's a lot more than I was expecting, actually. It's quite an increase for him as well. We'll match it, and we will go for a crucial first-team player. Now, I'm quite happy to do that because Sagna's not going to compete with him. Mchale Walker is undoubtedly going to be our starting right back. Scout report back on him confirms that as well. 82 overall. pace like I've never seen before. It's incredible stuff, really, from him. And he's obviously going to be at the club for a long time, I think, to come in the next few years. Atletico Madrid rejecting the offer again. Accepted a bid from another team. He must have joined now. That must be the case. In fact, no, they've upped the bid to £9.5 million. Has he? No, he's still there. What the hell is going on? Let me just sign him. Okay, I'm fed up with this. We're just going to go £10 million. There's no way I'm losing out on this deal because I've not spent enough money on a player. We're Man.City. Okay, so we've just got the scout report back on him. He's 76 overall. It's not fantastic. I wasn't expecting that to be the case, but he's 20 years old, and I think he's the sort of player that I want. I know he's obviously not the usual sort of left back. He's not ridiculously fast, but I think it would be a good option for us to have him as a left back. The bid has also been accepted, £10 million as well. We will go 40 grand a week, and of course, if he doesn't work out at left back, we can still use him as a centre-back, so there's no issue with that. We can sign another left-back if he doesn't do so well at left-back, but that's obviously quite easy for us to do, so it's not a huge deal if he's not so good there. I think we'll offer him an squad rotational, I think. He's currently sporadic at Atletico, and I think we'll go squad rotational just to kind of go on the side of caution a little bit. Mchale Walker accepts the contract. He will join us. He'll go in at right-back for us straight away, £16 million. Another really good signing, just a few minutes into today's episode. And the first episode of the series already made two really, really good signings. Very, very happy with both of them. And of course, Bakary Sagna will now be the backup right back to Mchale Walker. Okay, so good news for us. The third week of drills, Hernandez goes up to 62 overall. It's a start for us anyway, with a little bit of growth here. The other player's not doing so well at the moment. Might look to swap around the drills if that continues. We'll give them another couple of weeks and see what they do over that sort of time. Transfer offer in for one of the players that we have transfer listed. Rotherham want to sign him, and they've gone 500 grand. Usually I'd actually be very picky here, and I'd increase it to 525, but we're Man.City. So we're just going to accept it, I think. We'll just accept the offer. We won't bother wasting any more time. Just get him out the door and free up that space in the squad. Lucas Hernandez accepts the contract offer. He's going to join us. It's 40 grand a week and £10 million. I'm happy with that one. Again, I'll repeat what I said before. He's not the usual sort of left back, but if he doesn't work out at left back, he can play centre back for us. So it's not really that much of an issue. He comes in 76 overall. Very, very happy again with that signing, and it's a good addition to the team. You could say that he's almost like a replacement for Kolarov, I suppose you could say. I know obviously Kolarov has definitely some great traits that I want to use this season. Technically, skill attribute-wise, he's a fantastic player. Obviously not so good pace-wise, but I actually have plans to try and use Kolarov this season. So he will remain at the club, but probably only until the end of the season, maybe even only until January. But like I say, bringing in Lucas Hernandez is effectively his replacement, I suppose. Very, very similar sort of player to Kolarov. Hopefully we can train him up over this season as well and make sure that he is definitely going to be a replacement or someone that's even better than him. Batiki leaves us. We get 375 grand from that deal. He goes to Rotherham, and that means that we do have a little bit of extra money to spend. More drills to be done this week. Looks like we might have a little bit more progress this week. We have done. We've got Leroy Stanley going up to 82 overall, and Jesus goes up on his shot power as well. So that's good news for us. A little bit more growth this time round, and hopefully will happen over the next few weeks as well by the looks of it. In terms of signings now, we've made 3 signings so far, and I think they're really, really good signings, the ones that we've made as well, so I'm happy with them. But I just don't know about any more signings. I'm tempted to go with one more winger. I'm not a huge fan of Nolito. I don't think he's going to be a huge impact player in-game for us, so I'm a little bit worried about him. Obviously, we can't get rid of him, recently joined, but I think we could do with another winger. Jesus is someone that I want to play either at right back or right mid, as obviously Pep Guardiola has done, especially at right back more recently. I think he could be a good option for us there, but I'm not 100% sure what exactly to do about the winger situation, because obviously Leroy Sané and Sterling I want to remain as my wingers. Don't want to replace them, but I want a better option on the bench. Someone with a bit of pace, a bit more quality than Navas, but I'm a little bit stuck at the moment. Also, Kelechi Iheanacho might well be leaving in real life. Apparently he might be going to Dortmund in real life. I'm not too sure about him. Do I keep him as well? We've got Jesus to try and fit into the team somehow. He can obviously play out wide, and maybe that's the way that we get around that option, and maybe we put him on the left-hand side. I'm not really too sure. Let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below, and I'll read and reply as usual. But other than that, I think the team's near enough sorted until January, or the summer, in fact. So we'll have to wait and see. Again, I'm not going to be rushing to make loads and loads of changes in the first sort of transfer window, because I think the team is already pretty decent. I don't want to change it too much yet. We've got a bid in here from Bayern Munich, and it's £20.5 million for Otamendi. No interest in getting rid of him right now. I think maybe at the end of the season it'll be tempting, but for now we will just keep him in the squad, see how he gets on during this season, and obviously Man United bid for Aguero. Never going to happen, reject all offers. Bid in for Pablo Zabaleta. Spurs, who obviously we bought Mchale Walker from, have just signed Seamus Coleman, and now they're looking at our right back, Pablo Zabaleta. West Ham real life rumour to be wanting him. We are going to ask for £8 million for Pablo, and sadly see him depart, potentially to Tottenham if they were to go ahead and match it. We'll wait and find out. Another transfer offer in, this time for Kevin De Bruyne, no chance, and we'll say bye-bye to Barcelona. Spurs come back saying £6.5 million is as much as they want to pay. We're going to ask for at least what he's worth. I don't want to sell him for under what he's worth, but we'll wait and see what they come back and say to that. They should match it, surely. Okay, some more play drills again to do this week. We should have some decent growth. We'll wait and find out whether that is accurate or not. How are we going to do? Yes, we've got loads of stats flying up here, actually. Jesus going up on his finishing, attacking position. Leroy Stanley his shot power. I think Sterling went up on his finishing as well. Some decent growth as well from Hernandez. So, very, very good week for us. Hopefully that can continue. Need to keep trying to change it up as well over the next few months. A bid in for Garcia from Liverpool. Garcia's an interesting player. He's a player I want to use in an ideal world, but I don't know how much I will actually use him. We've got Fabian Delph, we've got Fernando as those sort of backup centre-mids, along with Yaya Toure, Gundogan, who are not even in the starting 11. It's a lot of centre-mids. I'm not going to, I don't think, get rid of him. Maybe we have to, but I think for now we're going to keep him until January. See how much we use him between now and January. Try and use him in the cup competitions. So I think it will reject it for now. But like I say, could happen in January, but we want to try and get him into the team at least. Spurs have come back and matched the £7.5 million for Pablo Zabaleta. It could be a case that he leaves for that team now, if personal terms can be agreed in the next few days. It will be sad to see him go, especially to a rival in the Premier League like Spurs, but it does seem like he has gone. Yep, £6.5 million we get for Pablo. Sad to see him go after so many years at the club, but it's something we're going to have to try and do to progress the team, and it's obviously happened in real life as well, or is happening. Needs to put in a bid for Fernando, a player I was just talking about a second ago. I like him in game. I don't think his stats are very good, but I think in game he's actually pretty decent usually for me. But he's just not really the sort of player that I'm wanting in midfield. But he is very different to the other players that we have in midfield when he back the ball quite nicely. I don't really have too many of those sort of players. A little bit reluctant to get rid of him, but I might have to, and I'm tempted to nick one of Nice's players because they have some really good sentiments there. Okay, so we'll do them a deal. If they are willing to go with £8.5 million, which is a few million over what he's worth, if they're willing to do that, then we will let Fernando go. Okay, more drills this week. Again, a decent week for us. No overall changes, but quite a few stats going up amongst the players. Well, we're a month in already, so that means we've got monthly scouting updates to take a look at. 3 of them to take a look at here. The first of which is for Spanish players, and we're going to make sure we get some decent players in here. We are going to just look for the best, essentially, as you'd expect. We are going to sign up this guy here. It's difficult to tell whether he'll be decent or not, but a good potential on him. 91 potential there. Another few players aren't quite good enough. Only one from the Spanish lot. Hopefully in the next few months they can provide us with better options. English players here. The first one actually looks decent. Not that guy. No, definitely no. Elliot Lee, no. Okay, just one from English as well. This is not going so well. Can the Brazilians bring it back for us? Again, no. Oh, Jesus Christ. Give us somebody decent. At least one from here as well, please. All of which have been rejected. Okay, not so good from the Brazilians, but at least we've got 2 youngsters coming in here. A goalkeeper and a centre-mid. They look pretty decent, but hopefully we can get them going up over the next few months as well. Don't forget, leave your suggestions in the comments below for players that I should try and sign. There's obviously quite a lot of different options that we could potentially look at this window, but I think I might just keep it fairly low-key in this window. Might bring in some more players if I feel we need to in January. Nice have come back and been very awkward, which is great news for us because they put in a bid for £7.1 million. Yeah, how to be awkward. We asked for 8.5. How's about you can pay an extra £1 million on top of that just for being awkward with that random amount? And a 1-year loan for Will Patching here. Blackpool want to sign him for a year. They can certainly have him as well. 59 overall at the moment. I think he's got some decent growth in him, Patching. I'm not so sure he'll have a long-term future with the club, but we'll give him a chance. Transfer for him for Niame. Another loan deal, this time from Luton for him. Again, someone that could potentially grow quite nicely over the next few years. Might not have a long-term future at the club, but again, we're going to give him a chance, see how he gets on in this season. Okay, so bid in for Raheem Sterling here. Chelsea, £28.5 million. Very bizarre one. Don't want to get rid of any of my key players. Obviously, Raheem, I think, will be fantastic for us, hopefully this season. Want to try and get him contributing to some goals. That's going to be the aim. Don't want to make it all down to Sergio Aguero to get the goals or Jesus off the bench or whatever. Got to try and find goals from other places in this team. And needs to come back and say they don't believe Fernandez worth that much. Really? Not willing to just extend your bid by £1 million? Another transfer offer in here, though, for Fernando. It's from Southampton this time round. £5.5 million, a much more low-key offer this time round. We'll ask for £8 million, and we will be tempted to get rid of him for that amount. We'll see what they say. Well, Southampton have come back and matched it straight away. Fernando could well be leaving us here. £8 million is the amount that they've decided to match, and that means we're going to have to look for a new holder midfielder, I think. I mean, I know we obviously have Gundogan, Yaya and Delph in the side, along with Garcia, so maybe we shouldn't look for a new CDM then. Maybe we should just go with what we've got and give Garcia more of a chance in the team. I'll let you guys decide on that one, I think, in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts. Should I just keep these 4 players? I mean, there's no real point adding to those players when they're just not going to get as much game time. It'll take away some of the game time from those other centre-mids that we already have at the club. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and that will really determine whether I sign a replacement for Fernando or not. And we are approaching this Sunderland game as the opening match of the season. We won't sadly have enough time to play it in today's episode, but what I will do is obviously play it next time round. And we might well have some bonus episodes along the way at certain like targets. For those who don't know, speaking of Sunderland, I will be doing this career mode alongside the Sunderland career mode, which I've already started. I'm already about probably 19 episodes in, I think, by the time this one goes out. So I am doing this one alongside each other, so it's every other day for the Man.City career mode, for those of you wondering, which means, obviously, on the days I don't do Man.City, it's Sunderland. That's the way it works on this channel for those of you that are new to the channel, and that will be everything for today's episode. We won't be playing this match just yet. We'll play the game next episode. No simming of the matches just yet, unless, obviously, we get into a stage where we're winning quite a lot of games we can afford to. But we will play the opening game of the season in the next episode. Thank you all so much for watching. If you have enjoyed today's episode, then please go ahead and hit that like button. Also, don't forget to go and subscribe as well to the channel. I would really appreciate it. Let's try and hit 100 likes on the first episode of the Manchester City career mode. If you're looking forward to it, let me know in the comments below. I'm really looking forward to it. I love playing as Man City on FIFA, so hopefully this could be a really good career mode for us. If you have any other advice or anything else you'd like to see happen in the series, then just let me know in the comments below, and I'll try and make it happen. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time, and goodbye.